Alright, great. So now that you've watched Mr. Lackner demonstrate how to set up the students with their class notebooks, now I just want to show you what you can do with these class notebooks. So you'll open up your Microsoft Notebook 2016 application on your computer. Again, you want to use the application on the computer, not through the web-based browser, as that makes it a little bit more complicated and the accessibility is a little bit lagging. So you open up your OneNote class notebook. I am in one of my class notebooks that I've set up for one of my classes. So you'll see along here are the names of all of the students that are in this particular, in my Period 7 British Literature notebook. As you see, the embolded names indicates that there's some sort of content that the students have added into that notebook that I have not checked. Just to give you a sense of what we're looking at over here. So these students that are not bolded means that they haven't written anything in there yet. So what I want to show you is how you can share content and information with the students directly through the class notebook. So if you open up our content library, this is a space. If you look at the content library and the collaboration space, these are spaces that all the students in this class notebook will have access to. What we encourage the students to do is to take the content in the content library that the students desire to keep on their computer, to copy it and move them over into their own individual notebooks, so that if they need to annotate the text, for instance, they can do so and not annotate for everyone else to see. So as you see in here, one of the categories that I have in my content library is PowerPoints, where we add we upload our daily PowerPoints directly into this notebook. And what this really allows the students to potentially do is create their own content-specific PowerPoints that they can then share with their other classmates. So if you're doing small informational projects related to poets in the Renaissance literary unit, for instance, you can assign different poets or different students or different groups, different poets. Then they can upload all their PowerPoints here for the rest of their students to see and interact with, and really starting to allow that space for greater collaboration and interconnectivity amongst the students. Additionally, an assignment that we actually did today was I posted these 4 readings, as you can see on the side here, in the content library for all the students to grab. I split them up into 4 separate groups, and what the students were able to do is on their computer, some of them were sitting next to their partners, some people were sitting across the classroom from their group, and what they're able to do is read the specific poem that they're supposed to read as a group, but then also connect, and they had their shared graphic organizers that they can write in, edit in, etc., and that would be shared not only amongst that group, but then can be pushed out to the rest of their colleagues. The goal of this was a jigsaw activity, and so the goal of this activity was to let students become semi-masters of individual poems that were representative of specific literary periods, and then be able to share that out with the rest of their class. And at the end I'll show you a small example of what this looks like when it's complete. That's a class that we haven't had today. If you go to the content library from a previous class that we had, and you could see this is now shared amongst the students. So some of them are creating their own individual graphic organizers, and then there's a student or myself, depending on how the teacher wants to set up the sort of note-taking. They can take notes into this graphic organizer that then they can share with the rest of the class. So this is just one really simple way that you can have students collaborating with each other. This is within the lower 2 tiers of the SAMR model. Yeah, hope this is helpful. Peace.